OSR Level Zero play, something I come up with based on the Dungeon Crawl Classics funnel Level Zero, except this is more white box based and using for OSR play. The adventure tonight is called Adventure at Two Fang Gap. Two mountains rise above the low hills of this area, giving it its name of Two Fang Gap. The peaks and surrounding hills are divided by a broad grassy valley and a deep slowing Two Fang River. This river runs more or less north to south. Its dark waters, even though they flow smooth, are too deep and too dark to ford across. There's a narrow road with several branch-off roads that run pretty much southwest to northeast. Some of them run along the Two Fang River and some northwest of the hills. The third leads away south and carries the main roadway across the Two Fang River. We find our group of commoners living in the village of Peaceful, just south of Hex 506, which is a grassy valley area. And as we start out, Paul, roll me a D8. Let me know what you get.
That would be a 5.
A 5, okay. This is a rumor you've heard about this area. I mean, you know something about Two Fang Gap and all that, but you've heard the ruined tower that is west of the river was built by the same folks that built the bridge here. For a time, it was used by guards who watched the road, but the place has been long since abandoned. It's something that you know of the history of this area. Mike, roll me a D8, please.
It's a 5.
All right, roll again.
A 1.
A 1. This is what you've heard about the Two Fang Gap area. Despite its relatively short stature, no one has ever climbed what's called the East Peak. Or if they have, no one's ever climbed it and lived to return to tell about it. Crystal, roll me a D8.
Yes, sir. That's behind my computer, 4.
A 4? This is what you've heard, and all of you would have actually heard about this. It's an old not a legend, but an old story of what's called the Field of Bones. It runs along the river. It's actually haunted. It's an old burial mound. It is full of treasure, they say, but the spirits of the dead will kill anyone that tries to come in and rob the place. The Field of Bones was actually a battle site that was led many years ago by a female captain that commanded what was called the Red Host. The Red Host was the honorable mercenary company that met its end along the banks of the river. The family name of Kotas, their daughter, led the company. Her name was Pavan Kotas, Pavenkotas. But you've heard that anybody that goes into what's called the Field of Bones to try to loot the place, they will be attacked by spirits of the dead and killed on sight. But you've also heard there's untold treasure there also. Yang, if you roll me a D8.
I got 2.
A 2? The trappers and hunters that sometimes visit the area around the West Peak keep away from the northern stretch of the river. They've always heard that there's some type of foul and bad magic in that area there. And Daniel, if you would round us out of a D8.
7.
All right. You've actually heard more about Pavan Kotas, that she was the last captain of the Red Host mercenaries, and that she and her company found their end on the shores of the Two Fang River. That the company was broken and split apart after her and her company soldiers there died. Some say that her children still dream of restoring the company's name to its former glory, but nothing has ever come of that.
Interesting.
And let's see, I'm going to go by the rolls that y'all made. I will start with you, Mike. You rolled a 1. If you want to write this down, I can put it in. There's a chat deal too. I'll put it in the chat. This is a little magic, one-use magic item that you receive from your town elders as you leave out. And let me see. As far as adjudication of the distance and all that, we can do it is in play. A lot of this is based on a 5e deal, but you get a glowing glove that can cast a wall of thorns that will do 2d6 damage to anybody caught in that area. It's a one-time use. Yang, you rolled a 2. So this is what you will get. You get a plain wooden rod that will cast a project image, which will just make a copy of yourself, kind of like an illusion of yourself that you can cast until something decides that it's not you. Crystal had a 4. This is what you will get, Crystal.
$1 million gold.
Yep, you can retire before you start.
But I'm the village idiot. I just haven't figured out like I could actually retire.
No, yeah, you're still going. You get a glowing white dagger that will cast an ice storm in an area that will do 2d6 damage.
Nice.
Paul, you had a 5. This is what you will get. You get a chipped old copper ring that can cast a conjure or windstorm that will do 2d6 damage to anybody in that area. And Daniel, you will get this. This may actually come in handy. You get an old opal ring that will cast mass healing word to everybody for a 1d4 HP recovery.
Well, that would be useful, except that I'm a gravedigger and I want people to die so I can look.
You probably know. I was going to say if the village elder didn't give it to you, you may have taken it off a body, but. All right, your village elder has sent you on your way. You've had enough time of being in this small village of peaceful outside, and you've heard these rumors and these stories. So we'll start out. Like I say, we're going to play one character at a time. So start at the top. Paul, if you want to tell me about what character you're playing first and all that.
Okay, so from the top, first character is Ranulph. He's a human fencer. So he luckily comes with a nice sharp pointy thing to stick people with. And unfortunately, no armor.
All right. Mike, who are you going to be bringing to the battlefield first?
I'm bringing Brad Berry, who is a bookmaker, I believe. Yes, he's a bookbinder.
All right. Oh.
Yes, so he's come armed with his glowing glove and his mighty scissors. And he's ready for action.
Perfect. Crystal, who are you going to be bringing to the table first?
First up, I have Flynn, a very bright person. He's often been called the village idiot, but he might be a little bit more clever than he lets on.
All right. How about Yang? Who are we going to be bringing?
I'm going to be bringing Abel, the elven alchemist, and he's got a very impressive-looking wooden staff, and he has just left his shop after years and years of trying to turn metal into gold. Failing at that, he decided to try his hand in adventuring.
All right, perfect. What about Daniel to round us out?
I'm playing Juan. He is a dwarf, though he found that it was better to shave his beard, so people would just think he was a short human. He's a gravedigger by trade. His skill with the shovel and pick, of course, comes from his dwarven heritage.
All right, sounds good to me. Is your village elders and your friends and family and acquaintances send you out of your village headed north up to the area of the Two Fang Gap? You know that you have a general map of the area, and as you start entering what's known as the Two Fang Gap, you're entering hex 0506, and you know the river. There's a road. Of course, you're on the roadway, the main roadway in this area that pretty much travels north for a little bit, and then it curves back and goes back to the northwest. And the river kind of runs north to south almost in that area. They're alongside the road at first. Any particular way y'all would want to go, or any things you would want to know at this point?
The tower that I heard the rumor about, did it say anything more about the location other than west of the river?
Yep, let me look here and find it real quick. And you would have heard that it's called the Old Spike Tower Ruin, and that you would know that it would be, you would have to cross the river to go from where you're at now. You would have to go up to hex 55, and then you have to kind of cut. If you know, you would know if you follow the river somewhat and cut across 4-4. There's an old bridge there that goes across the river, because, like I say, you know the river is it's too deep and too much to try to cross it without going across the bridge. But you would know you'd have to go to 5-5 and then 4-4. If you cross the bridge and continue pretty much directly that way, you would come to what's called the Old Tower Ruin.
Okay. Well, that's certainly one place we could head for.
That sounds good to me. There's always treasure buried in towers and mountains, and also sometimes in the river.
This is just so exciting. I don't care where we go. I'm just so happy to be out of the shop. I'm actually in the sun. I think I'm going to get a suntan.
Well, you're not the only one. I feel that is the correct way to go. I hear that there's some bad magic up on the northern stretch of the river. Well, usually when those bad magic's around, we're going to find some useful magic as well.
Yeah. Do y'all think that there's going to be any place we can stop for a drink soon? Because, like, my wineskin, it's almost empty. I ain't got a lot left.
We barely started. We should just keep going for a while. I mean, you should be able to manage. Just push on. Go ahead. Push through this.
Yeah, come on. I'm dying to stick something.
As a matter of fact, I just saw you walking out of the pub only 2 minutes ago.
Yeah, and my wineskin's almost empty. I don't understand the confusion here. They call me the idiot. I don't get you guys.
You see the elven alchemist scratch his chin.
I say the tower ruins make the most sense. That's my vote.
Yeah, it's towers in ruins. It's exciting.
Well,
Yeah,
lead the way, Gravedigger.
That is an adventure.
There may
That
be some
tower.
old bottles of wine there to refill your skin from.
Yeah, the Kings, they drink good stuff. That's a good idea.
Yeah, I know we shouldn't go to the East Peak. No one ever comes back from the East Peak. I would at least like to come back.
Well, maybe it's so good there they don't want to come back.
Oh, that's true. I hadn't thought of that.
But we can go there after the tower.
Yes.
I
That
like
would be
the
a
idea.
grand adventure then.
Well, yeah, I like the idea of the tower. Although, there's this pirate crash not too far away from here. It's in this place. I mean, like it's a silly name, really, but it's in this place. And like pirates, they had really good drink. We should go check out those pirates in the one of the Bone Zone.
Do you want drink or do you want adventure?
I think he's
Okay,
going
don't
to
answer that.
hell. I think he's going to
I know.
hell, guys.
Why
Get
have
out of the
to choose?
way.
We'll have to choose between drink and adventure. Why can't I have both?
Yeah, good point.
For
Which
a
you want
second, I thought
first?
he was going to throw up on my robes.
Come on then, guys. Let's follow the river. Let's see if we can find this sticky up tower.
I walk to the northwest or wherever.
Yep, y'all continue. Yep, y'all continue along the roadway, and you go into Hex 505, following the roadway, and the river is that you can still see off, going towards the bridge. As you go into that hex, Paul, roll me a d6.
That's a 2.
All right, perfect. Just perfect. Now, let me get to my little chart here. Mike, roll me a d20.
Oh, don't you just love it when the GM gets a dice roll from you and doesn't tell you what it's for?
Exactly. I have a 16.
Oh, okay. This will work. Yeah, thanks to the 2 that Paul rolled and the 16 that Mike rolled, as y'all are moving along in that hex, it's still as you can see, it's the grasslands moving along. You start hearing like some chittering noises coming from some of the grasses along the roadway. And as you do, you will see 3 of these large giant beetles coming out of the grass, coming up on the road towards your group.
I make
Okay.
some kind of joke about there only being 2 beetles now, and move forward with my shovel.
I guess I'm pulling the rapier out. Don't know if it's going to be any use against armored beetles, but there you go.
Kill it,
Poke 'em
swordsman.
in the belly.
Kill it. You can do it.
We poke them in the belly? Is that what we poke them?
Beetles, they're soft in the belly.
Yeah, Flynn say, "Oh yeah, there's gonna be some good eating tonight," and he pulls out his cudgel.
Oh. Oh. How big are these beetles? Are we talking like
They're pretty
size
big.
of a rabbit,
they're
size
like
of a house?
probably almost oh, they're probably pony size, maybe a small
Oh,
horse.
Jesus.
Seriously?
Aha.
Good
Holy
eating
size.
tonight.
And I'm thinking
Those are
of
big
attacking
beetles.
them with a pointy bit of metal. Hell no.
Upon closer inspection, I realized the beetles are much larger. And
Good eating tonight.
I suggest a retreat.
All of a sudden, you hear the elven alchemist say, "Oh, run away! Run away!" And you see him get smaller and smaller and smaller as he runs back along the
I
road
need
that
to
they-
see where the
came
alchemist
from.
has gone, so I'll follow him. Bye, guys.
No, so
I'm running
we're gonna
behind.
eat those tonight. Is that my understanding?
I'm scattering to the left, basically.
I'm on an adventure.
Yeah.
I'm running.
You see the group of beetles stop, and they notice y'all's party as y'all maneuver away back from them, and they seem to take no reaction of coming after you. They skittle maybe on across the road themselves and exit off back into the grasslands, and the road is now open again.
You see the elven alchemist jump back onto the road and says, "Ha ha! We have defeated those beetles with our cunning by running away."
Yes, I was just as cunning as he was.
Yes, that seemed to work. We'll have to remember that.
I didn't know so much running was involved in this.
Perhaps we do need more wine.
Oh, so much running. So much running.
Sure.
You Your group continues along following the road, and as you maneuver into Hex 404, you come up to where the road makes a crossroad, and the road continues what you would know continue almost northwest, but the road also goes back east and back west, and you see the bridge, what is called the Gargoyle Bridge. This ancient vine-covered granite bridge has really seen better days. The old wooden railings and their stone posts are mostly rotted away and broken off. Many of the flagstones are cracked or missing along it. Despite, though, the appearance of age, the underlying structure itself, you would know by looking at it, is still sound enough for travel across of it. It can easily support, of course, foot traffic, and you would think it even support a wagon across of it. But you notice on each end, the end as you're approaching to go across it, to cross the river, each end has a large statue of a gargoyle, a stone gargoyle sitting there. They appear to be in good shape, though. They're not old and cracked as the bridge is, and they just sit there like they're guarding and watching over the gargoyle bridge itself.
These statues were clearly made by a dwarf, much better construction than the human-made bridge. I mean, I'm not a dwarf, I'm just saying that dwarfs make good things.
Yeah, you can't eat those, though.
Dwarves? I hope not. So,
Well,
yeah.
you say it's sturdy, I'll go across.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, y'all make your way across, and hear a little creaking and groaning from some of the old timbers, but it does not give way. I mean, you make your way across without any trouble. And the road itself continues pretty much almost northeast as you maneuver across into Hex 504. And as you do, Mike, roll me a d6.
That is a 6.
Yeah, everything goes smooth. You don't run across any beetles or anything else around that area. And Paul, you would recall about the old ruins. You would know this is probably the point that you're going to have to actually get off the roadway and go back southeast, and cross these hills, these foothills, and go to where you would think the old ruins are.
Okay, I'll make sure everybody knows that. This way, guys, I think.
I
Yo.
hope there's a wine well soon.
I am feeling a bit peckish. Maybe we should stop and have something to eat.
Perhaps there's some fruit.
Yeah, I haven't even had second breakfast yet.
All this running has done a little bit on my constitution.
Say, fellas, do you have anything else to eat? Only thing that I have is this onion, and he pulls out, an onion.
Well, strangely enough, for a fencing person like me, I have a bag of potatoes. Don't ask me why I have a bag of potatoes. I just have a bag of potatoes. It's one of those
That
things.
seems like a smart thing to bring.
We can build a fire and roast some potatoes.
And
Oh,
onion.
that would be great. I have apples. We could roast apples too.
That sounds fantastic.
Oh, I have some kindling here that'll work great to start a fire. and I pull out a book of foreign languages.
So the main course is a potato and onion stew, followed by roasted apples.
Excellent.
That sounds fantastic. I have
Actually,
I have
it does
ale that we
sound
can
pretty good.
drink.
I'm so glad I'm out of the shop.
Yeah, this is a nice picnic.
Yeah, there's no reason why we have to go to a sour on an empty stomach.
Yeah, I'll rip out one of those papers, and I'll use it as kindling to make us a little fire.
Oh,
yeah, and as
this
you do
is
that, Crystal, roll me a
excellent.
d6 as y'all are making a little lunch count.
All right. 2.
Oh, that's great. Y'all, roll me a d20.
Perfect.
1.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
you start making your little camp to have your little fire, and the fire is starting to crackling, and you hear the crackling of the fire, and but you start hearing a like a buzzing sound. And as you look up, you will see 2 of these
Oh,
very
no.
large giant wasp coming
Oh, no.
coming to your camp,
Oh, wasps are
and they don't
bastards.
seem to be too happy.
You see the alchemist say, "Run away!" And you see him
I don't run from wasps. I stay still.
he runs away and dives into a bush.
All right, Crystal, roll me a d6 for initiative to see if your group goes before they do.
All right. I rolled a 6.
Yep, your group, so no particular order, however y'all want to do things. The 2 wasps that have come out of the little hills, and they are right on top of your group, so they seem to be pretty aggressive. So however y'all want to handle things, your group goes first.
So I'm going to scoop up some of the ashes in the fire and kind of like start getting myself inside the smoke of it. But I'm going to stay still otherwise. Because I'm
All right.
That's funny, because I'm dropping right next to the fire. Trying to cuddle up with it as much as I can.
Yep.
I'm going to move away from the fire because, yeah. And if they started coming towards us once we lit up the fire, I'm moving away from the fire. I'm going to jump prone onto the grass away from the fire.
All right.
My character ran away and dove into some bushes for cover, but he's going to run downwind. So if there's any smoke, he would be in thick of it.
Okay. The 2 wasps, as they come up, the first one is going to see your character run off, Yang, and it starts chasing you and is going to try to catch up with you and try to bite you. Your AC is 12.
Yep.
Hey, it's going to miss terribly then. As you're able to maybe duck and weave and dodge through some brush and stuff, it doesn't catch up with you. The second one, Mike sees after your character and is going to try to come up and try to bite into him, maybe sting him. Wow, man, terrible rolls. He's going to miss also.
Flint, now they're only trying to bite. It's their sting you got to worry about.
So we're back to y'all's group. As Mike, you have one on top of you. Yang, one of them is on top of you.
I'm going to swing at him with my scissors.
Nice.
Just a backhanded swing.
Swapping at wasp. I love it.
Oh, that's an 8.
You will need a 15 to hit him.
So I'm right there too. Can I try to whack it with the shovel? Right, because you're next to the fire, right, Mike? So yeah, we're next to each other.
Yes.
So I see you stab at it with the scissors ineffectively, and I take my shovel, and I think to myself, I mean, if you die, I'll get to bury you, but I might die too, so I'll help. And I make an attack, and I rolled a 14, and I miss. I guess you need 15, right? So 14 miss.
Yep. Yep, you barely miss it as it buzzes back up into the air.
How large are these wasps?
Ponies.
They're pretty big. I mean, they're probably, maybe two. Yeah, they're not quite pony size, but they're probably, a good 2 feet in length.
Let me guess, they're the same size as a kobold. All right.
They're pretty big.
The staff that he was given in the beginning of that game, could he use that as a weapon?
Yep.
That's what's the damage that it would do?
You talking about the wooden rod? Yeah. If you don't want to use it for the deal, it'll do. We'll say a D3.
Oh no. Okay.
If you
Yeah, he's actually going to use that rod, and he's going to say, "Oh, project image," and as he dives out of the way, he's going to, project his image right where it is, and he's going to.
What is your intelligence?
Intelligence is 15.
15. Roll me a D10 and let me know what you get.
Okay. 0, so 10.
Oh, you're perfect. Yeah, it goes off then.
Nice. All right. So he projects the image and dives into the bushes.
All right, perfect. Anybody hadn't taken action and can go ahead before they go, of course.
Flynn hasn't gone yet. Or did I? No, I haven't. All right, Flynn's gonna pull out this white glowing dagger that no one's ever seen him have before, and he's gonna rush the wasp that was on Young's character. He doesn't know that Young's used magic to get away, so he's gonna rush over and try and ice storm dagger this thing.
All right, you want to actually try to cast a spell that's involved into that dagger then?
Oh, okay. So it actually. Oh, okay.
It's pretty much like
the effect or whatever.
I mean, if you activate it like that, it's pretty much a spell that's imbued in it.
Yeah, I'll run up and just try and see if I can jump up and stab it into his back or something.
All right, AC 15 for the walls is what you'll need to hit.
I don't know if I have any bonus to hit or not. I rolled a 2.
Yep, that's too high in the air then, unfortunately.
Okay.
I was going to head for the same one and help Young out. So I'm guessing I don't know that he's used magic as well. So I'm going to see if I can stick this thing with a rapier.
All right.
Ooh, 19.
All right, you hit this thing good, man. How much damage?
That's a good question. Rapier is die 4, so just a 3.
3 damage. Yeah, you take a pretty good chunk out of it. It's still buzzing and flying, and it turns to look at you now. And
crap.
it is up to them. And let's see. It is going to. Yeah, you've got its attention, so it's going to turn around and try to sting into you. Wow, what horrible rolls. Y'all are lucky. It misses you.
Good.
The other one is over by the grave digger, and it's going to look at the grave digger and try to sting into him.
I'm going to point that.
That one the bad rolls. That's a good roll for 19.
Oof.
You'll take 3 points of damage and make me a save. The save, you'll need an 18 or higher on your save.
Okay, is it poison? Because I have a +1 for.
Yep, it is poison.
All right. It's. I rolled a 16, so even with the +1, I'm still 1 short. So.
Oh man, you just feel paralyzed. Your whole body just starts like you're paralyzed, and you can't move or do anything right now. You're just stuck.
I stand there with my shovel.
Yeah, I mean, you're just holding that shovel and just in that pose. You can't move or do anything. So we were back to y'all's group now.
Behind the bushes, he sees the battle going on, and while projecting his image, he grabs his dagger and stands up and throws throws it towards that wasp.
All right.
Right. Let's see. Oh no! What a horrible roll. 9.
Yep, your dagger goes flying by between everybody and doesn't hit anyone, unfortunately.
He dips right back to the bushes.
Flint,
Okay.
try and stab it again. Keep it from stabbing Paul. 19 to hit.
Yeah, buddy.
I don't know how much a dagger damage does. I'm assuming a D4.
D3.
Oh, D3?
Is it D? Yeah, I have to look it up myself. Oh. Yeah, D3.
I have a D3 here. I love my DCC dice. 3 damage.
Yeah, you knock him more out of this thing. I mean, it seems to be pretty injured at this point. It's still flying and buzzing, but y'all have done some damage to it for sure.
Okay, well if it's flying and buzzing, I'm going to try and stick it again. I think. Since
All right, see if you can finish it off.
13.
Nope, 13 will not hit him, unfortunately.
Still keeping it occupied though.
All right. Mike, your character sees the gravedigger sitting there in a frozen stance and not doing anything.
Yes, I look at him and I go, "It's okay, Juan. I'm scared too. Just do something. This is an adventure." And I strike out with my scissors again.
All right.
That's a 4.
You almost stab into Juan.
We know which side of the party has the better fighters.
All right.
Yes, but we're better dressed, I think.
We go to the waltz that is there next to Juan and Mike as you miss with your scissors. It is going to, you see it pick Juan up and fly off with Juan in the air, headed away from the camp.
Oh no!
Well, that's unfortunate.
The other one that seems to be injured is going to turn its attention towards your character, Crystal, and tries to sting into you. What's your AC?
12.
It will hit you with a 12, and you will take 4 points of damage. So you can tell me
That's
how
enough to kill me.
Yep, tell me how the idiot dies.
Yeah. So the village idiot stabs the wasp once and says, "Haha, yeah, bring it, bitch!" And and stabs its stinger right into Flynn's heart. And Flynn goes, "Oh, okay," and then dies.
As you die, you feel being lifted up in the air as it flies off with your body.
Nice.
So the rest of you three see this happen. You see the gravedigger being taken off in the air, and then you see Flynn taking off. If anybody got any kind of range,
Can I throw my scissors?
you sure can. If you got something that would work as a range, you can make one last attempt at it.
I go to throw it, and then I look at him and go, "These are my best scissors."
Mm-hmm.
And I put them back in my belt.
All right.
Could we throw a rock at it?
Yeah, I'll give you a chance. You want to pick up a big rock, lay on the ground, and throw it at it?
Yeah, he's gonna throw it at one that's carrying Juan because it's closer. He'll say, "Oh no, you don't!" He grabs it, chucks it, and rolls 1. I'm gonna change my die.
You rolled a natural 1. Okay, well, let me get over here to this little table and see what's going to happen. Let's hope it's not something too terrible and you kill one of your teammates.
Oh, no.
Roll me a
Yeah, that would be
D100.
awful.
Oh no. We're all cringing.
What'd you get?
What
Y'all?
What did you need me to roll?
Percentile.
Oh, okay, here we go.
Percentile 100.
21.
A 21.
Couldn't roll
Oh,
that
that's
high.
not bad at all. As you start to throw this rock, you actually trip and fall on the ground yourself, and the rock drops next to you.
Oh, whew. That's not too bad.
Nope. So nobody's injured, except your pride.
He says,
Is the combat over?
Yeah, the two walls have flown off with the gravedigger, which you probably could tell he was still alive, but of course you could tell that your character Crystal was gone. So
Mhm. Just let me know when I can introduce my new one. I'm ready.
yeah,
Was it just
you
me,
can
or
bring
did
them in.
that? Sorry, was it just me, or did that come across as a scene from Starship Troopers?
Yes.
It seemed familiar.
Well,
You see the elven-
the
you
wasp
see
Sorry,
flew off
Tony.
with- not only did the wasp fly off with my magic item, which is the mass healing word, but also I had a healing kit.
Oh no.
no.
Oh, you couldn't have dropped that before you died, could you? Come on.
Did
Realized-
did I drop my dagger before? When I died, it was in my hand.
I'm assuming
No, it's with the wasp and with his
Okay,
body.
that's fine. All right. So suddenly, you guys hear someone call from the woods. Hey, what's going on there? And this little halfling guy steps out. He has a big sack on his shoulders, and his face is red and he's sweating. Are you guys heading to the tower too?
We sure are. And if you
Yeah.
look into the sky just over there, you see those two little dots. Those are the two members of our party that were heading there with us as well. Still
Yes.
want to come?
He
They were brave.
he lays down his sack and there's a large clanking, or not like just like heavy, something heavy in the sack that clanks to the ground. And he says, "Yeah, I was hired by a crew a few days ago to go repair that old tower up there, but I can't seem to find them. Better off with you guys than in the arms of those things. Guess I'll stick with you. Why not?"
Oh, you're more
Safe.
than welcome. We could do with the numbers right now.
That's what I was going to say. Safety in numbers.
God, there's always room for
Two of
more.
them.
Name is Ribbon. Just call me Ribbon.
Good
Nice
to meet you,
Ribbon.
Tony.
I'm Brad.
I am Abel.
able to do what?
And is this happening? You're going to
Tulip.
see another character.
Yeah, so Tulip
What
is
is that?
you would know Tulip from town. He makes the bows, arrows, such. Comes up. He says, "Why'd you leave without me?"
I'm sorry, I was too excited. I didn't know. I thought we were just all going, so I went with the moment.
Well, Tulip, it's great that you're here. You're gonna take that place where, oh boy, our gravedigger was taken. So, yeah, welcome to the party.
I see you guys do head counts just about as well as my other crew did. That doesn't make me feel any better. You know what it's like being out here all by yourself? It's not good, man.
I know. I can't believe it. I mean, there's giant beetles and giant wasps. It's incredible.
Hold on, maybe we just shrunk.
No, I don't think so. Look at the trees. look at everything else. Everything
That
else
tree is
looks
pretty big.
exactly the same.
The whole world
Maybe the
shrunk.
tree is just grass, man.
Sure enough. Maybe if I return back to my home, I may spend some time coming up with some magical potions to kill insects.
Hmm.
That would be a worthy pursuit for an alchemist such as myself.
I don't disagree.
Any
So
chance?
There's treasure out here. And also, were you guys cooking or something? Because I thought I smelled something.
Yeah.
It's
we
an
were.
onion potato stew. Are there any herbs or anything around here that you could maybe use as an insect repellent?
I have glue. We can make things sticky. Then I mean, it will help stick things to them.
You know what's interesting is that fire and smoke is supposed to drive insects away. For
It
some
was
reason,
the apples. I bet you it was the apples. I'm sorry, guys. I brought the apples.
Oh,
I never
cursed
thought of that.
apples!
It's the sweetness of the apples that brought them in.
Yep.
You know what? We should eat those apples right now, then, to get rid of them.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, we better eat these all.
Yes. And I'm famished after that. And he
Now
starts
I
just
have
digging in.
guilt. This makes me feel bad. Poor Juan Flynn. I mean,
Well, I'm thinking let's finish the food quickly then before the smell attracts anything else.
yes.
You see the elf like stuffing stuff into his mouth, and as everyone looks at him, he says, "Stress eating."
I'm too distraught to eat. Just go ahead and eat my share.
Okay.
This is unbearable. I can't believe I caused them their
No
death.
problem. I totally will. No problem. Well, if you're not going to eat it, I got it.
I just thought I'd be helpful.
After a while, the elf stands up, rubbing his belly, and he burps. So, onward to the tower, I suppose.
The tower.
Yep, y'all finish your break and your meal, and nothing else happens or bothers with that. You continue kind of southeast, and as you cross into Hex 604 and maneuver for about 15 or 20 minutes where it turns back into this grasslands, this is what you see. You see moss-covered yellow stones that appear to be a ruin of an old tower, and you can tell that the stones used here were not from any local hill or cliffs or mountains in this area, you would think. The tower was a round two-story spire top of a pointed, steep-sided roof. Rotting roof timbers and slate tiles cover about half of the interior that had fallen into the ground. You still see a partially of a stone stair that spirals up from the paved ground floor, but it appears to lead nowhere as that part of the tower has collapsed. Debris of the roof and stuff is all around. And as you do, you hear a noise from that area. And as you do, you hear a buzzing noise. And you see your friends again over here. And you see what you would appear to be, that you count about 8 of these giant walls that are buzzing in and outside of this old ruins of this tower.
You said there was a pirate ship?
Yeah, I was just thinking after all that we've actually tracked them back to their nest.
Yeah. Did Juan make it out alive?
Yeah. Juan, are you there?
No response.
Well,
Okay, so pirate ship then, yeah?
yeah, I think this is good. Yeah, yep.
This has been a horrible day, but incredibly exciting at the same time.
Yeah, I think 8 giant wasps is probably more than we want to encounter right now, as I'm walking slowly backwards. And let's go to the pirate ship.
Well, we could actually, take revenge for the loss of our friends and eliminate the wasp nest.
I say revenge is in order. Let's
Actually, I was just kidding. I meant the pirate ship.
Go right ahead. I really didn't know that guy. I only happened up on your group.
I mean,
Stay way back here.
Yeah, I'm all for the revenge thing. That sounds exciting.
hold on, you have glue?
I do have glue. I
Oh,
got
we
a whole
can
bottle
kill
of it.
wasps. If they're like regular wasps, we could dilute the glue and
Yes.
splash on them. Because the way you kill regular wasps is you put glue on them. Well, you put soap on them, which makes them, because they breathe through their skin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, here's a plan then. How about the rest of us dilute the glue, and then
Yep.
you figure out a way to go to a wasp and slap the glue on it without dying?
Well,
Yes.
I mean, it wasn't the perfect plan.
Well,
Saying, hold on, let me check my inventory. Nope, I don't think so.
Also, if everyone wants to test your intelligence, roll a d20 and see if you can get equal or below your intelligence. Somebody can give you a hint.
yeah, I'm way below it. So,
Yep.
yeah, I make it.
Yeah, I'm over.
Yeah, that's a natural 20.
Yep, those that made it, it comes to you. You've maybe heard talk in town about these walls are very vulnerable to any type of fire. That the fire damages them tremendously.
So they're actually in the stone tower, are they?
Yeah, you see them
Or
flying
spin-
in and
in and
outside
around.
parts of the tower. What's left of it?
Can we see what's inside the tower?
Not really. I mean, from here, it's just pretty much all on the ground, and what's left, it's still standing. You can't really see anything.
I say we set the damn things on fire. Like I said before.
I was just wondering if there was anything inside the tower that was flammable. Because we have a guy with a bow, we can always use a fire arrow to set something on fire, but I don't know if there's anything inside the tower that would catch fire.
You do notice a bunch of the rotting wood. There is areas of the rotting roof timbers and in the inserts of the wood. There is some rotting wood that is in places that may could.
You want me to sneak up there and look? I could check.
If you're feeling up for it, yeah.
Yeah, I'm feeling a little brave and guilty, so I feel like I should do something for the memory of Juan and Flint. I mean,
Well, just don't bring them over here.
I won't, because that would just make me feel worse. Okay, I'll be quiet, and I'm going to sneak up there now.
Wait! Before you do so, I don't want you to go there without any distraction. You see, I don't know if this would work, but let me see if there's any more charge left on this old staff that I found long ago. And then is it like one charge on that staff, or is it something that I can attempt to use again?
It was a one-time use. Yeah, it was a one-time use. If you try to do it again, it does nothing. It's just a plain old wooden rod now.
Yeah, he shakes at it and says, "Oh, curse it! Nothing is happening here."
So how far away are we from the river?
If you went back to the road and went to the river back that way, you're going to be about roughly 2 miles. If you cut across the plains itself, you would think the river, the way it bends, that you're maybe a half mile from it if you cut across the grasslands.
I was just thinking if we do set fire to the tower, then we're going to have about 8 angry wasps coming out of it. So we'd need some way of protecting ourselves, at least for a short time. I was thinking maybe dive in the river, but it's too far.
Well, my grandfather said something about this glove that it creates a wall. We can hide behind this wall. I think it does like a wall of thorns or something.
I do have an idea. There is this old ring that I've got. I've heard tales that it can conjure up a storm of wind. That would be ideal against, say, 8 wasps.
Yeah.
If you blow them away, they'll just simply fly back, I would assume.
I'm hoping if it's something like a tornado, it'll basically tear them apart.
Ooh. Ooh,
Or
tornado.
maybe the storm will at least scare them enough to drive them into their nest and they'll burn to death.
Well, that's what I'm thinking.
Imagine fire maelstrom.
Set the nest on fire,
And then you
and
could...
as they come out, catch them in the windstorm.
That would be spectacular, I would say.
And then we'll get a fire tornado going. That'll be awesome.
That could work.
It sounds like a plan.
Hey, I got some bricks here. I can make us a little brick barricade to hide the fire tornado.
Yep. We'll set the tower on fire and create a fire tornado. That sounds like the kind of plan that gets a party killed.
Fire tornado for the win. I like it.
I'm all for that then. Let's do it.
What would go wrong with that?
Let us come up with a great name for this maneuver that we're about to execute. We'll call it... what's the name of the town?
Peace?
What's wrong with fire tornado? I mean, you think you come up with a better name than fire tornado?
A peaceful fire tornado.
Or the region or something.
So just have a stack of bricks here. So while they're talking, I'm gonna take out my bricks and I'm gonna start building a wall, a makeshift wall we can be behind for a fire tornado.
You're carrying a brick wall.
Says I have a sack of bricks. It is in a specific amount.
That's great.
Well, you can build you one on the halfling side.
Maybe I'm just saying, maybe it's a magical sack of bricks, like it's like a bag of holding, but for bricks.
I mean, that maybe by sack of bricks they mean like Legos.
Yeah. Either way, I'm building.
So what's the plan? How
The plan is we get a fire arrow into the tower. Wait until it sort of catches light and there's a good blaze going, and then I'll use the ring to set off a windstorm, and hopefully either do damage to the wasps directly or more spectacularly a fire tornado is what we're hoping for.
And if they come at us,
who is going
wall
to
of
shoot
thorns.
As plans go, this is either going to be spectacular or it's going to suck.
Yeah. So I have a bow. I don't know if that was already discussed, so I could shoot a fire arrow if somebody else didn't have a bow.
I was looking at your bow, yeah.
Okay. Good. I mean,
Yeah, we're all looking at you.
No pressure, but the entire plan hinges on you.
Wait. If these wasps find out where the volley of fire arrows coming from and decide to make a beeline to us, we should find a way to deal with that.
That's what the windstorm's for.
Yes.
Yeah.
If they get too close, the wall of thorns will protect us.
Yeah,
And also, I got my brick wall.
Let's put it like this. If they get past the fire and the windstorm, then they're big-ass wasps, and they probably deserve to kill us.
that's true.
Yeah.
Then we run.
Yeah, then we run. Apparently, it's only half a mile to the river through the plains, so...
Does anybody have a shovel?
One has a shovel.
Too soon.
I have a trowel. Only that's gonna help.
Yeah, it's not gonna help at all. All right. Well, let's take cover.
All right, our little halfling with a bow.
Well, I'm gonna make a shot, I guess, a firebolt shot.
We're gonna make a firebolt.
Yep, make me an attack roll and let me know what you get.
All right, I light up one of my 10 arrows. Oh, that's pretty good. 18. There's no minus if I have a 7.
Oh, you get it perfect, and you get it right. Yeah, you get it right in the area of where this wood, this old rotten wood, just starts taking off and burning pretty fast and quick.
Okay, we'll wait for the fire to sort of take hold a little bit, make sure that it's got a good blaze going, and then I'll use the ring I've got to see if we can conjure up that windstorm.
Yep, roll me a 2d6 for how much damage it's going to cause.
Okay, hang on. How does 8 sound?
Yeah, and I'm going to take that 8, and there was 8 wasps. You see 6 of the wasps get caught in this windstorm and this fire, and you can tell that you would think that 6 of them have burned up, and 2 of them are flying around the perimeter of the deal outside of the windstorm. So you were pretty sure that 6 of them burned up in this fire tornado, but there's still 2 of them that are flying outside the perimeter of the old ruins.
Okay, I guess we're going to hold our ground and see if they come to us.
Yeah, I mean, all said and done, 6 dead wasps, pretty good.
Yep, I like 75% kill ratio. Sounds good.
Yeah, you wait, probably 5-10 minutes, and you see they're just seem to be irritated. They're flying around as the windstorm finally dissipates and the fire starts crackling down to a smaller fire. You see they're just circling around the ruins of the tower, but they don't notice your group.
Well, if we give it enough time, they'll probably die, right? I mean, it'd take a few weeks or so, but
I only have one portion of, I have a sack of dried beef. So actually, I have a lot of dried beef. Which could be good for a while. With your sack of bricks and my sack of dried beef, we can make some kind of an oven and cook it up.
there we go.
Well, if they don't have a nest, won't they fly away? I mean, they'll try to find something else, right?
I would hope so, yeah.
If someone burns down my house, I'm going to go find another house.
Oh, really? That's good to know.
Of course, if you have to spot the rotten bastards that burned it down, you might want to attack them.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's that simple, seeing as how, these are primitive creatures and all. I mean, all they understand is that was their home and now it's gone. Without their queen, they're not really going to know what to do. They'll probably just desperately attack us or something.
Well, until they notice this, we can always just kind of lay low and see what happens.
Well, given that they're not attacking us, why don't we try that again? Try to set more fire onto their nest or try to hit one directly. You seem to be quite a shot with that. And he looks over to Riven.
I believe that we burned up the wood that's in there, thus the fire's going out already. And, I don't want to shoot one because it will attack me. But I do know that generally wasps are not active at night, so perhaps we should wait till nighttime and see if they land inside there, and we can maybe get a sneak on them.
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's a great idea.
Yes, it certainly is.
I mean, I don't know what time of day it is. We might get killed by something else while we wait, but, that might work.
Yeah, it's roughly, you probably would think, you probably think it's a couple more hours, maybe till dusk or dark arrives.
Yeah, I think we should try to wait it out, guys. Because I think if anything, if it even just slows them down or makes them go inside, at least we got them in one spot. Out in the open like this, they can attack us and fly away like they did before.
Yep. And I say don't provoke them unless they attack us. Let's see if they just fly away.
I know hindsight's 20/20 and all, but maybe we should have waited till nighttime before trying the fire plan.
That would have been more spectacular, really, wouldn't it?
That would have been really cool. This tower of fire in the middle of the night.
First time,
Two Fangs Fire Maelstrom.
Yeah, things of legend.
Yes. I'm going to write this down. He writes down the name that he just came up with.
Yeah, when you tell the story, you can actually say it was at night because that is more awesome.
Yeah, definitely. Visuals are much better.
I also write down that I had chainmail and a great long sword.
Yes.
Flowing hair too.
And Brad is BRAD.
BRAD. Yes.
Brad. Yes.
We're all over 6 feet tall, including the halfling. Yes.
Yeah. Sounds good to me.
I've been told size doesn't matter.
Yes. It all depends on how you wiggle it. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you're not going to Dildendorf on a. I'm just saying.
He rolls up the parchment and puts it back into his pouch.
Yeah, if y'all hang around and watch for the next couple of hours, right before it gets dark, you see the two walls have settled down some, and you see both of them fly off back towards the east, back into the grasslands. So they fly away from the area, not towards you, but the opposite direction, right about 30 minutes before dark.
Well, look at that. They've flown away.
And there's still enough light for us to check things out. Let's go.
I don't know if we want to look though, because I mean it's probably Flynn and Juan, and they're probably all burned up and eaten, and it could be a little disgusting.
Oh yeah, I forgot that Juan might have been in there. Oh well.
Well, what kind of weapon? I mean, do they have any valuables on them that we would I mean, I know they were your friends and all, but
Yeah.
did you not need that?
It was the maelstrom of fired peaks. I doubt anything survived that.
Well,
Okay.
if something were to kill me, I'd rather go in a maelstrom of fire.
Yes.
It was a glorious sacrifice for our dear friend Juan. He shall be remembered. He pulls out the parchment and writes down his name again.
Don't forget Flynn. Flynn.
Yes, of course. Flynn, the villager.
Well, onward to adventure.
All right, let's do it. We're going in.
Yep, you make your way up to the tower, and as feared, you smell the flesh that is burned of Juan as you see the metal part of the shovel laying there and the outline of his body and the outline of the village idiot that were taken back for consumption by the giant walls. But unfortunately, they both are not with us anymore. And as you search around the tower, you see a large iron box that is up under where some of the wood is burned, and it's it appears like the fire has not even touched it. I mean, it's an old old iron chest box type deal.
Clearly the treasure.
Anybody have a key?
I'll walk up and check it out.
Yeah, I'm not going to check it out. Based on our past experience, there's probably centipedes inside.
No. The box is far too small for that.
Oh, they got all those legs. Horrible.
Hold on, let me throw a brick at it.
All those little
I'm gonna grab
legs.
a brick from my sack, and I'm gonna toss a brick at it.
Your brick hits it and just explodes into pieces. I mean, you can tell this is a well-built box.
You probably don't want to touch that.
I'm going to go look at maybe if I just jiggle it with my scissors inside, is there like a lock on it? I should probably go up and check just to see what I might be able to do with my scissors.
I'll cover you. I'll stand back like 15 feet with my bow.
Yeah, because the wasps come from the sky and they take you. We've seen that.
Yeah. But the centipedes will be inside the chest. Which way should I point my bow?
As you do that with your scissors, roll me a d6.
That's a 1.
Perfect. That's what you needed.
Oh, great.
Nice.
You were able to put your scissors in there in this lock, and you hear the lock pop. But as soon as it does, you get a tingle in your hands and stuff, and you lose 1 HP. But you just feel something that was probably magical go from this box, and it just hits you, and you take 1 point of damage. But you're able to open it.
This is so exciting. It's making me numb.
Mhm.
And as I open it up, I quick jump back in case centipedes attack.
Yep, there are no centipedes, but you do see what appears to be an old journal in there that is, I can say, everything inside and the outside of it has been untouched by the fire that y'all created. And once you start opening up the journal and reading it, anybody that has enough intelligence to read, you discover that it's notes from an old magician that maybe was stationed here at the tower. And as you read further into it, you can tell that he's the one that actually helped build the gargoyle bridge that you had to cross. And these notes have instructions for actually creating and enchanting stone gargoyles, like the two that are guarding the bridge. So you would think that would be pretty valuable.
I was only getting paid 1 copper a day to do this bridge rebuild. Forget that. Let's take this and sell it.
Wait, hold on a second. Let me reread that passage again. And then he goes over the passage about, empowering the gargoyles or something like that. Does it give him an instruction on how to create it?
Yeah, it gives you complete instructions in his journal that he tells you how to create and enchant these stone gargoyles.
This book is very valuable. Well, not to just about anybody, but to an alchemist such as myself.
Oh, hey, what if, now hear me out, just hear me out. What if we made some of these gargoyles and then we just got the gargoyles to go rob people for us and bring us their money?
No, you are thinking too short term. You should think of it, grander scale. If you were to rob people, then they're going to come after you. And there's going to be paladins, and there's going to be all these clerics and folks like that trying to kill you. Why do that? Why?
Yeah, let's not be outlaws. I mean, this is supposed to be a fun adventure.
Yes.
We can kill the bees with the gargoyles.
Yes.
Well, yes, precisely. And then that will demonstrate the effectiveness of these gargoyles, and we can sell them to the palaces and rich folks.
Yeah, you know what? Your plan's much better. Yeah, let's do that.
Yes.
Build us a house here made of bricks.
Well, then it's settled. Let us take this and use some of the knowledge that we can glean out of this journal and see if we could reactivate those gargoyles that we saw back at the bridge.
I don't know if I want to travel across the open plains at night, though. Perhaps we should camp here.
Sounds like a plan.
Good point.
I'm going to look inside the chest. Is there any secret bottoms to it or anything? Because I'm kind of sad there's no gold.
Yep, there is something everybody's going to find, and I'll start with you, Daniel, since you brought it up. Roll me a D30.
Oh, D30. Wow.
Use these unusual dice.
I was just playing Mothership, and I ended up having to roll a weird number, like a D. I was so glad to have my DCC dice.
I didn't hear what you got, Daniel. I'm sorry.
10.
A 10. You find a winter coat, winter gloves, and a winter cape cloak. And you can tell it's all probably made out of mink. And it appears to be in good value. You would think that if you sold them, I mean, it's human size, of course. You would think if you would sell them to maybe a collector or even anybody, they're probably all, if you sold the whole set, it's worth about 80 gold.
Whoa. All right. So I'm like, Who's pimping now?
Crystal, roll me a D30.
Winter's coming.
I rolled a 16.
Oh, wow. You find a pair of like shoes that are appear to be made out of some kind of maybe fine, very fine calf skin. You can tell it's probably worn by some rich nobles or whatever. And they're very nice and dyed leather calf skin shoes. And you'd think if you probably sell them or whatever, find a collector, they're worth 25 gold.
Ooh, nice.
They're human size, of course.
Yeah. Okay. Sounds good to me. I mean, I'm halfling. I don't want to wear these anyway.
Young, roll me. You can either roll a D30, or if you don't have one of those or an app or whatever, you can roll 3D10.
I got 18.
18? You find, and you can tell it's definitely made out of gold for sure. It's a cage for songbirds with this very ornate base. It has a depiction of all these wild animals chasing each other on it, but you can tell it's a songbird cage, and you would think probably sell it for 60 gold.
Well, that's nice. We can sell it for some gold, I suppose.
That's very classy.
Paul, D30, please.
That's going to be a 22.
You find a sack in there with what appears to be some type of preserved ginger roots, and you find dried apricots in there. And you will find it appears to weigh about maybe 2 pounds, all of it together. It's in this sack. So more food.
That sounds delicious.
Mike, D30.
13.
You find a hand mirror that appears to be made out of ornate silver, and it has an engraving of angels that are flying on it on the back of it. And you would tell it's probably pretty old. It's worth 40 gold if you sell it.
It's fantastic.
And that's pretty much all y'all finding there. You do find an old map that kind of details some of the area around where the old tower was, but you can tell it's very outdated, that it's, it doesn't even show the bridge on the map, and you would know maybe by finding that book that, the bridge was being built at that time, but it's an old map, but it's outdated. It wouldn't really be that useful to you.
And somehow I want to look at it.
But the map could actually be interesting if it's old. Maybe we see like a castle or something that's not there anymore.
Exactly.
No, you just by looking at it, you can detail it showed the tower where the tower was in its heyday, and it shows you find out some notations about a hive of giant bees and wasps back then. But that's pretty much it. It just shows where the river is, and sure enough, probably from the tower through the grasslands to get to the river, if you cut across, would be about a half a mile. But that's pretty much all y'all find in the old tower as you look around. You said you wanted to make camp here for the rest of the evening?
I think so.
Well, that makes sense. Yeah, I don't think we want to travel across the grasslands at night.
No, not with giant beetles roaming about.
Yeah. I mean, if the beetles are that big, imagine how big like the lions will be.
Yes.
Or spiders.
And just for you folks that found treasure in there and nothing much else, the dried apricot and ginger that I've got is really expensive, and it's going to cost you.
Yeah, in fact, you would know if you sold that, it would actually bring you about, let me find it again.
It's the most expensive.
Yeah, really. Nope, you would know it's probably valued at about 5 gold.
Hey, that's not bad.
See? I told you, really expensive.
Well, I'll tell you this.
I got a pair of pretty shoes. That's all I got.
We could put the ginger together with the beef and have a really nice meal.
Ooh.
I'm just saying.
That
Ginger
sounds fantastic.
With potatoes.
That's with the leftover.
Yes. Yeah, and I'm all out of apples.
Yeah.
And
I got
I'm
some
all out of
apples.
onions.
I have 3 apples.
Yeah, you had 3 apples?
Yes, I have 3 apples.
Yeah,
That's probably
no, we don't want to do that because the last time we baked the apples, the wasps came.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, as you make your meal and getting
Well,
prepared
we could just eat the apples. We don't have to bake them.
Jan, roll me a d6.
Here we go. 2.
Oh, man. Mike, roll me a d20.
18.
Apples.
18.
You hear noise come across from the grasslands approaching the tower. You know, it's pretty dark. Y'all have your fire built, but you hear the grass. You see it moving and stuff. And you see 3 of these giant beetles that are moving towards the ruins of the old tower that you noticed on the road. You see 3 of them moving towards y'all.
I'm going to toss one of the apples at them.
Barricade the door. We can't let those things get in here.
The door that we burned? I mean, it's going to be stable enough?
I think the tower's pretty much in ruin. I don't think we can stop them by barricading the door. I'm going to climb to the top of those stairs that go nowhere.
All right.
I'm going to throw an apple at him. I'm literally going to try and peg him with the apple.
All right. Make an attack roll then.
By the way, how large is that chest that we found?
It was a pretty big iron chest.
Alchemist dives into the chest and closes the chest.
Yeah, he's a halfling.
No, he's an elf.
Oh no! Well, you could. It would be pretty tight. A halfling could jump in there real easy, but you could do it. It's just going to be a tight.
I rolled a 7, so I didn't get anywhere near it.
Nope, your apple goes rolling across the plains.
Yeah, it's super tight, but he does it anyway. And then he closes it. He closes the lid on it.
One of you runs to the stair top. One of you is hiding in the iron box. One of them throws an apple. What's the other 2 going to do?
Is there still only sort of one opening into the tower, like a doorway?
Yeah, I mean there's really no way to close it off. I mean, because it's just open ruins all around it.
Okay. Is there somewhere I could put myself like up above the doorway?
Yeah, sure. You can
A
find
ledge I could get to.
Yeah, you can find your place. Sure.
So I'm going to crouch up there with the rapier drawn, so that if one of the beetles comes through the doorway, I'm going to try and jump onto its back.
Nice. Are you sure you're not first level? That's some heroic stuff there.
Ask me again in about 5 minutes.
Brad's going to run away because that was quite effective against them last time.
All right, Brad, you're running off in the grass to hide. You see the beetles start coming up. They probably smelled y'all's delicious food you were cooking, and one of them does come up under where your character is, Paul, if you'd like to do something.
Okay. I'll take my life into my hands and jump on its back and then see if I can stab the rapier through whatever sort of gap I can find in its shell.
Yeah, and I'll
Especially
actually
around its head.
I'm actually going to give you another +2 to hit on that with that. So that's a good idea, and you kind of got surprised, snuck up on it. So,
do I need to roll anything for leaping onto it?
yep. No, not to leap on it, just to attack it.
12 +2, 14.
A 14 will hit it, man.
Cool. What's my rapier do? I've got die 4. Oh, 4.
Oh wow, you take a good chunk out of it. It starts kind of falling to the ground. It's still standing, but you can tell you did some pretty good damage to this thing, man.
Well, I'm going to try and sort of keep the rapier wedged in there and stay on its back. I don't want it to be able to get me. And I'm just going to basically sort of wiggle the rapier around, see if I can kind of soup up its brains.
You see the other two beetles are coming up there was eating the food. That you scare them, and they take off in the grass. Let's hope they're not heading towards Mike's character. The one that you're in battle with, we'll just roll me a d6, Paul, see if you go before it does. It had a 4.
Die 6 plus 4.
No, just a d6.
2.
All right, it rolled a 4, so it is going to try to reach up and grab you with some of its mandibles and stuff. Hopefully, it's going to try to do that. Your AC is 12.
Yep.
Ooh, it's going to hit with an 18.
Uh-oh.
It grabs hold of you and pinches into part of your leg or something for 2 points of damage.
Still here.
And it's your turn if you want to try to finish it off, hopefully.
Do I need to roll to hit again?
Yep, roll to hit. You can still have the +2 because you're in a pretty good position on it.
That's another 14.
Yeah, 14 is what you need. So.
And 3 for the damage.
Yeah, tell me how you finish it off.
Well, like I say, I'm just trying to keep the rapier sort of wedged in between the shell, between its head and its body, and I'm just kind of wiggling it around like crazy. See if I can scramble its brains enough. Maybe even cut through a spinal cord. Do they have spinal cords? I don't know.
Whatever you do, you definitely cut into the exoskeleton of it and you put it down on the ground and it's not moving. Mike, roll me a d6. Let's see if these two head your way.
That's a 5.
They do. They're right on top of you, coming right at you.
Oh, no.
Excellent. I start running.
You're still running, okay?
Yes.
They are going to see you jump up running, and you're lucky. They both head like opposite directions away from you. Like one of them takes off one way and one the other. So all 3 of y'all are running different directions.
Excellent.
And if you take time to look behind you, you can see that they have veered off away from you now.
Yeah, if I notice that, then I'm going to stop and hide in the grass again.
Yep, and everything seems to be quiet and still at this point.
As things settle down, you hear the rattle inside a chest. It's like, "Whoa, let me out here! Let me out here! Help me out here!"
We did it! We did it! Look at that, Paul.
Well done. You look up on the stairs. That they're just there by themselves, not connecting anything, and you see a tiny halfling doing a golf clap.
Yeah, can I rest now? I feel like I need to rest.
Let Abel out of that box. We gotta have someone take record of this.
Oh, I can get him out of the box.
All right, yeah.
Is it locked again, or did it?
It's not locked. Yeah, it's awfully cramped in there.
Let me jam my scissors in the lock again to see.
You are able to get the elf out and without stabbing him with the scissors.
Excellent.
Oh, I see that you've managed to kill that gigantic beast. Well done. Well done.
It was heroic.
Take record. And leave out the part about me wetting my pants. No one needs to know about that.
And he did not wet his pants. Done.
Yeah, that's convincing.
Yeah.
It was well done by all.
Well done. We stayed out of the battle so that our heroic fencer was able to lay the coup de grace on this fearsome beast.
I created a diversion.
Well
Yes.
done, my friends.
Well,
we are true heroes.
At least it meant I only had to fight one of the beetles and not 3 of them.
Yeah.
He slew 3 beetles. Done. He finishes writing it in his parchment.
Ah, dear.
Well done.
So has anybody got any bandages on them? I'm feeling a little tired.
As a matter of fact, I do have something. And he pulls out the bind wounds kit.
Nice.
All right.
What do I roll?
It's a D2, I believe, for recovery of your binding wounds.
D2. Let's see. 1 point.
Better than nothing.
Yep.
The rest of the night goes very uneventful. The beetles have been scared off. They don't come back. A lot of y'all's food was dumped over and tumped over by those two before they run off, but you're able to get enough to have your meal, and the morning sun will rise. No wasps have come back.
Do you think we can break a piece off the beetle's shell to use like a shield or something?
That is a good question. In fact, I think it even makes a note on here about doing that. Let me make sure. If not, I'm going to say you can. Let me see what it said. Yeah. Is there an armorer left?
No, I'm gonna ball your.
Does anybody have a backup character if it's an armorer?
I do.
You do?
Yeah, I have a backup character who's an armorer.
Yeah, you can have him make. I'll tell you what. Roll me a D4 -1.
D4 -1. Hold on. I rolled 1 -1 is 0.
Well, you can make one shield that the armorer can during the night or in the morning could make one shield to give somebody to take and use, and that will bump your armor class up by 1.
Nice.
Whoever uses it.
Yeah, I can't use a bow, but I figured somebody could use it.
If this
I mean,
works,
honestly, the fencer. I mean, you're the one that killed the beetle.
Yeah, I think it should go to him.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I'm happy to accept a beetle shield.
Yep.
But if anybody else can make use of it, go for it. I'm good.
No, seems like for you to have, and you know, as the Beatles player.
Yep.
Which one of y'all heard the rumor about the East Peak? Is that you, Mike?
Yeah.
Yeah, you would know the East Peak from here is up to 602, which is the east side of the actual mountain itself, the Two Fang Mountain. You would know that, it's approximately 2.5 miles from where you're at now, just for information purposes, or of course you can go any which way you want to. If y'all just let me know which hex you want to go to next.
Yeah, the East Peak is really close to here. And it could be a great place. I mean, no one's ever come back, so it's either really good or really bad.
During the night, the alchemist studies that book. Does it seem like reanimating or using those gargoyle is something that takes a very long time, or a short period of time?
Yeah, you would think probably. What's your intelligence?
15.
Roll me a D10 in there real quick.
D10. 10.
Yeah, good. You would know, Bobby, reading these notes. I mean, it's a lot of it's written in some type of old common language, but you're able to discern. It would probably take some time to actually do it, to make some that would do work.
Okay. Yeah, he relays the information to the rest of the party just so that they're on the same page.
Well, let's collect the treasure from the East Peak first, then we can build gargoyles later.
we can make the gargoyles repair the bridge and put a toll on it.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. But the gargoyle may take, more than a couple of weeks or so. So perhaps it's
saying when we get back, that's what we should do. We should have them repair the bridge and put a toll on the bridge.
I
Yes.
think we should bring it up to the council. I think the council would love that idea.
Yes. Council, yes.
All right, yeah, I'll talk to the council. Yeah, don't worry about that.
Well, on to the east. you were mentioning that there's something in the east.
Yeah,
Yes.
a peak. We could probably see it right now if we just look. I mean, it's a peak. It's got a peak someplace. I mean,
Yes, but did you hear anything about something that's on the peak?
no, I just heard nobody ever comes back from there.
I just think that it's a bad idea to climb the peak.
Yeah, well, it's either going to be really, really good that nobody came back, or it's going to be really, really bad. But I mean, we already lost Flynn and Juan. How worse can it get?
Did my character, like, did basically all my characters hear about the pirate ship, Tony?
Yeah, you're a pirate ship.
Yeah, Flynn. He heard about the
Is that what you just asked?
pirate treasure.
Well, it wasn't pirates. It was the Field of Bones. You'd heard about the Field of Bones where the big
I thought
battle
you
took
said
place
no.
with the mercenaries.
I thought you said something
It
about
was a
pirates.
mercenary company. No, they weren't pirates. It was a mercenary company. It was led by the
never
woman. They
mind.
weren't pirates.
I'm not going to bring that crap up. I thought you said pirate treasure.
No, it's not pirates. It was a mercenary company that fought there along the river. They were an honorable mercenary company. But you've heard what's called the Field of Bones. Is where they were supposedly buried with all of their riches.
Oh, okay, that's what it is. All right, yeah. So I'll say, like, yeah, there's that hero treasure, in the Field of Bones.
Right, but I've heard that the children are trying to restore the mercenary group. If we start messing with that goal, we might get ourselves killed.
Yeah, let's not do that. Yeah. I think the peak sounds fun. I mean, I could go for a little climb.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on going to a place that no one's ever come back from. I mean, it could be really good. I'll grant you that. But
Well, my brave friends, the thing is that we've survived the night. We found the treasure, and we slew those nasty hornets or wasps. So why don't we return to town and talk about
and nobody wet
what
their
to do
pants
next?
either.
Yes, and we have these treasures to sell. Perhaps we could find better equipments so that we would be able to fight these nasty monsters next time we encounter them.
Yeah, but we're so close to it. I mean, that's a lot more walking than that. I mean, then we got to walk all the way back, and then we got to walk all the way back out here.
Yeah, and if you think about it, they died while they were walking.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
So
and
dangerous
there's
than we've done.
beetles.
Yeah. I say go for the peak.
All right, then. If you're quite certain that we're going to find some treasures up there, I'll go.
Yep.
Let's go. All right.
Let's go for the peak.
Let's go.
Because let's face it, going for somewhere that nobody has ever come back from is really pretty tame compared with what we've done so far.
Exactly.
Yes, and think about the stories that we could sell. This grand adventure where we slew these 7, 8, 9 creatures, and we would go to a peak that no one has gone before, and then us as heroes would come back.
No one's ever
alive.
returned before, so we'll be the first to ever return.
Exactly.
First to return from the peaks of heaven.
We'll write stories and we'll be famous.
And I'll
We'll make a
more
religion
books.
out of it.
And I can sell
Make a
more books.
religion out of it.
And we'll sell our
We'll
gargoyles and we'll be rich.
Yes. Yeah, I'm not greedy or anything, but it sounds like a plan to me.
Yeah. Tulip is going to start walking north now at this point.
Wait for
Do you want
us.
to take the easy route and walk straight north through the grass, or do you want to go back to the road and travel that way?
Oh no, I'm walking straight up through the grass. I can see
All
the
right.
peak.
Brad
I mean,
is
I
all
shouldn't
for
know
the
you.
easy road.
I'll lay down a brick every once in a while to keep a trail for us.
Hey, which way did those beetles go?
They went they went back down pretty much east, so they did not go north like you're going.
I mean, there's only 2 left, so we're
Oh, cool.
Yep, you continue north from 604 to 603. So, Daniel, you picked that way to go. Roll me a d6.
All right. Here we go. 6.
Yeah, you picked the right path as you continue along. And y'all get up to where you see the east peak of the mountain, the large mountain here. It goes from the small hills to the large mountain and some trees. And you come across the old road again. You cross over into the road into 602. And as you do, let's see here. This mountain's gentle wooded lower slopes give way to a steep rocky face and broken ground higher up as you go into it. You notice what appears to be deep crevices and appears to be caves that are hidden by stones and boulders on top of these rocky slopes. And there's something else that is there. Let's see. Oh man, that's not good. But I will show you what is there. You see 6 of these creatures flying around the mountains.
They better not be wasps.
No, they're like
No, it's worse
big
than
are
wasps.
How big are they? Like size?
Pony, yeah.
They are very big. And if anybody wants to make an intelligence check, let me know if you pass, and you may know a little bit of something more what it is.
I passed with a 2.
I rolled the same thing as my intelligence.
Yep, those that passed will know these are griffins, and you've heard that they patrol the mountains, and that they have been known to actually pick up something the size of a horse, a small horse, and carry it off.
We've only
Well,
just
I don't know
heard
what
that.
the hell those things are, but I'm out of here.
Hold on, though. They could pick up the beetles. For us, we should work together with them.
Yes.
Do we know if they're
Okay.
intelligent?
Do you talk?
Who made the best intelligence check?
I mean, I got a 212. So I don't know if that's the best, but that's pretty good.
Oh, wow, that's perfect. And yeah, we'll say that's... You have heard stories that these griffins, even though being somewhat aggressive, that most times if there's a large party of people, which, y'all have your whole group, however many is left, that a lot of times with a large group of people, they don't really bother a large group. They try to single in something they can take out. But there are 6 of them, though.
So, if you get nervous, don't run off by yourself. That's how you'll get singled out.
Got it. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're like
wanna hold hands?
What if we
you want to hold hands? Snuggle feet together?
I think we form a circle, and we sort of keep rotating the circle as we move.
Exactly.
I was thinking we could take some of our spare clothes and we could make some like straw men. So there's more of us.
Oh.
Ooh, I like that.
Brilliant idea. Yes.
Yeah. So we'll get near some trees and we'll make some like scarecrows.
Yes.
That's a great idea, Tulip. You have the best idea. We should snuggle feet sometime.
Yeah, and we could cut up that sable so that it looks like hair, and we could glue it on them. This is fantastic.
Well, we don't want to cut up the mink coat because it's worth a lot.
Oh.
But we can use grass.
Here, I have you some rags? We can put some rags on top of this golden cage of songbirds because it looks like a person's head, maybe.
Nice. So yeah, we want to try to make some scarecrows so we can like double our
I
party
have
size.
some shoes. I can you get some realistic feet.
Hey, you had shoes? What kind
Yeah,
of shoes
I got
do
some
you have?
fancy shoes. Yeah, look at these gem shoes that I found back in the treasure cave.
Oh, I'll trade you a mirror
Like-
for it.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me grab some sticks. I'll be right back. Oh, wait.
No, I wouldn't
Not
wear
too far
them,
away.
but
He just
You
goes
know.
around the group, trying to pick up some twigs or whatever.
Okay. And I guess once we've done that, then we're
As
gonna.
y'all are working on that, as you're trying to make your straw man army, y'all will notice that 4 of these 6 griffins seem to fly off back further into the mountain range itself. You see 4 out of 6 of them fly off in the mountain range, and there's only 2 that's visible in this area. And you see that they appear to be darting like into a cave that's in the mountainside there, and they haven't noticed y'all.
Well,
Yeah, I've got a
Do I
feeling
know
the
what-
cave is where we're headed.
yeah. Do I know from my knowledge of them if they keep treasure?
You would know, but they do store treasure, and most times they do try to find some cave in a mountainside to set up a lair.
Okay, so they probably have treasure there, guys. So we need to get past them. We have to sneak past them. Maybe.
And if all else fails, we can burn the scarecrows.
Exactly. That's what I'm thinking. We get close enough that we chuck the scarecrows and let them on fire.
Yeah, and we'll smoke them out.
Yep.
Mm.
We did that with a badger under the shop once.
I mean, there's a lot of caves, right? So we could also try to explore one of the smaller caves to see if they're interconnected.
Yep, there are quite a few appear to be cave entrances.
Yeah. So I think once we have our straw man army together, we'll go to like a close cave and see if they look like they're connected at all.
How many
That's right.
extra scarecrow do we actually get to make?
Roll me a d6 and you can tell me.
6. Woo.
All right, you made your 6 somehow. They may be all halfling size, but you made 6 of them.
All right, we got 6. Okay. We don't look at all foolish as we move up with the scarecrows.
What you want to do is you want to kind of tie the feet of the scarecrow to your feet, and then you tie the hands to your hands, so that as you walk, the scarecrow's kind of walking in front of you.
Yes. Well,
You guys remember that one kayak commercial, on TV?
Oh,
A couple of years ago, this guy's like trying to eat, cereal, and as he moves, all these like 5 or 6 dummies move at the same time.
That's what you want. That's what you want. Yeah.
Precisely.
so that's basically what
We
that.
could be an entire column of men.
Yep, y'all.
Awesome.
Y'all are able to move the straw man army and yourselves up, and you want to try to go to one of the adjacent cave entrances to where they went in.
Yes.
Yep, you're able to climb up. I mean, it takes some time. I mean, it's not too steep to go back and need climbing gear, but you're able to get up there finally. Those two have not come out of that one cave they went into. And you're able to enter into another cave, and it seems not to be anything in this cave as you move in. You move in and maybe search the area. It doesn't seem to have any offshoots to it or anything, and it seems to be empty of no type of nest or lair for any of these creatures.
All right. So I guess we'll just continue to climb up. We're making our way towards that cave, but we'll check other ones as we go. Hoping to find some connected branch.
Yeah, you stop at another one going up, and same thing. It appears to be just nothing, and nothing's using this cave at all. You make your way up to another one, same thing, and as you do, as y'all come out of this one, you hear whoosh, as you look up and you see one of them griffins has come out of the cave above you and is flying all further into the mountain range. It's not noticed you.
Oh, nice. So unless another one flew in when we weren't looking, there's only one up there. I think we can manage to slay one such beast.
Yeah, I'm sure. Right? I mean, especially with our army of straw people.
Yeah.
Yep.
I find your optimism infectious.
Well, you're a great swordsman. I mean, so far you've done it. I mean, I'll do a little distracting again, and you just,
And
whip
you got
around
a
and do it.
shield. You got
Yeah,
a
but
shield too.
you're missing the point. I
So,
specialize
you
in
can
insects.
block their hits. You can
Worry
block
not.
their hits with your shield.
Worry not, my friends. With our army of 6 straw men, surely it'll take one look at us and decide to fly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And only
So,
four,
Yeah, okay.
4 limbs.
Yeah,
Well-
there's a lot of us now.
Yeah.
Take nothing to be gained by staying here, so let's go.
Yep. We're gonna go to the cave.
Yep.
So, which
Y'all
one
make
of
your
us?
way up to the cave.
Which one? Which one of us has
Well,
all
you
these
think
dummies
that
attached to them?
I didn't hear you, Young.
Which one of us? Which one of us has all these dummies attached to the body?
Well, I think we all have them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all have them. We all have like 2 or
Have
3.
Yeah,
we
we,
got
we,
extra?
we've got one each.
Okay,
Yeah.
Good.
And why we just drag behind?
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah, well, the extra characters that are kind of hiding in the back. That have the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is like
Yeah.
the best RP I've ever been a part of.
You make your way. You make your way into the entrance of this cave, and as you go in, you can tell that it's probably definitely a lair. As you start seeing scattered bones, which appear to maybe be horses and cows and things that are laying in this lair, and then you see the one griffin at the back part of the cave. It appears to be sitting on top of a nest. It has not noticed you yet, though.
Uh-oh. If it's got Young there, it's going to fight to the death.
Yeah. Let's back out quickly. Let's go. I don't feel so confident about these straw people anymore.
It's okay. We got bricks. We could throw bricks at them.
Do we, just in a quick look, do we see any gold?
You roll me a d6.
All right. 4.
You don't notice. If anybody else wants to glance around real quick, I mean, it's pretty dark. I mean, there is some light, natural light, but if everybody else wants to roll d6,
I'm getting out of here.
I'll take a look. I'm probably
getting
in
out.
front anyway. I'll go for a 2.
you roll a 2. Yep, you notice for sure that it appears to be maybe some sacks and pouches and bags that are piled up around the nest next to where that griffin is on it, and you don't know what's in them, but you can definitely tell there's some stuff here.
Well, I lean like when you tell us that outside the cave quietly. I say, okay, so if the griffin has young, maybe what we should do is the plan that we used at the tower. We light the nest afire. It will retreat out of the cave to save the young. Then we run in there and grab the bags.
Wait a minute. Are you saying we burn the babies?
No, the griffin will rescue the babies.
But you said we're going to burn the babies.
Well, we're gonna make it seem like the babies will burn.
Just a
We'll save
thought,
the
but maybe we should just try walking up and taking the sacks. I mean, if the thing's there protecting its young, then it's probably going to want to stay with the nest.
I like that idea a lot better
That's
than
also a
burning
good idea.
babies.
I'm thinking we just kind of sneak up and walk off with the loot.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. I'm
Do
pretty
you guys
stoked.
want me to build a wall?
Not yet.
Have you got any bricks left?
Told you, I got a brick of holding back.
I don't believe you. You're a
Yeah.
fellow that's only about 3'5" tall.
You can possibly have more than like 2 bricks left. So,
Yeah.
I agree with you. Let's be stealthy. And if that
You'd
doesn't
be
work,
surprised what I can do with very little.
How about this? I'll stay back here and provide a distraction.
No.
Leave your straw men here.
you know,
Actually, I'll just use these 2 straw men, and I'll hoist it up high so that the griffin may see it. I'll wiggle it and then dive into some bushes and hide.
right?
And
But you drawing the griffin to the entrance is the opposite of us sneaking in there and being stealthy.
Yeah.
Well, if I do that on the other side, and the griffin were to come out while you guys wait way over there, then the griffin would come toward these dummies, and you
How
guys
about you
can
use
sneak in.
that? How about that becomes a backup plan? And don't do it once we're in there. So I say let's be stealthy. I'm down with being stealthy. Although to be honest, I probably should be outside with the bow, so I can light the nest on fire if need be with an arrow. Plus, I have a 7 dex.
All right, fine. I'll sneak in there.
They're like, who's Dexy here? Not me. Is there anybody that's particularly stealthy?
My mom always said I had 2 left feet.
Say, what do we have?
Come on,
why
Paul.
are we so concerned about the babies of these or eggs of these griffins?
Well, I mean, it's like livestock, isn't it? Can't we like train them? And I mean, I've heard of heroes like riding them, right? I mean, isn't that a legend? That
I think those are unicorns.
Oh, yeah, I keep getting those mixed up.
Well, it's not so much concern for the babies. It's the fact
Young,
that if we do anything to the nest, then this griffin's going to go for us.
Yeah.
But if we ignore the nest and just try and take the loot, it might ignore us.
Yeah, I agree. And I can even throw down some of this remainder of the beef that I have to distract it.
Well, let me tell you, if I was a mother...
Young,
Yes,
have your
yes.
character test his intelligence.
Okay. 3, and his intelligence is 15. So make it by 12.
Yeah, you would know. You would definitely know when you mention a deal about if it's sitting on eggs. You would know that the buyers in some large city will pay several thousand gold pieces for an egg.
Ooh, nice. Yeah, he relays that information.
Okay, so we kill the griffin then. Or we get it out of the cave.
We're saving the babies, right?
Yeah, we're going to take the eggs.
Yeah, hell yeah. We're going to take the eggs.
And we're going to sell them to heroes. Yes, so that they can ride these griffins.
Yes.
We're going to take the gold too. And then we're going to go make our goblin repair bridge. And I'm going to make a house.
And we'll be rich. Yes.
Okay. Maybe you should do your plan then. Try to draw the griffin out and we'll sneak in.
All right. Here's the plan then.
Here's my straw man.
All right. Here's the plan then. You guys go over there about 60 feet away from me toward the west. I'll stay here with 2 of my straw men, and I'll hoist them up and make a lot of racket so that the griffin would fly this way. As soon as that happens, I'm going to hide. And you go ahead and sneak in.
Yeah, we could just basically stand by the door on the other side.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll stay with Young's character and help defend him while you guys sneak in.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, fair enough. I'll sneak.
I'll sneak too. Although I'm not good at it.
Me neither. And I have a bow. I'm probably better off being on the other side. Well, let's do this, so I like it.
All right, sounds great.
Let's do the worst one.
I should probably tie my shoes.
Yes. Once I start screaming, that would be your cue. So just wait for the griffin to fly out of its nest, okay?
Yeah. Our cue is the griffin flying, not you screaming.
Yes. All
Yes.
right, here we go. All right, sneak over there. And
then we get on the opposite side of the cave door entrance.
So what's the terrain look like? Is it like forested area or is it fairly, is it like grasslands?
No, you're up actually on the mountain itself, on a rocky steep and all that.
Okay. So right now, he's taking cover. And he's staying put with 2 dummies that are right next to him, and Paul's character.
Hey,
I
Who are
thought
you
Paul's character
calling
was
a dummy?
I thought the two dummies were Paul's characters and Chris' character.
Yeah, I mean, two dummies and Paul's character.
He's out there with a dummy and the two straw guys.
And he looks over to him and it's like, he says, "Do you have any ropes?"
You waited till we get all the way by the door before you realize you need rope and you don't have it.
I actually got some rope. I got some thin rope. Yeah, 20 feet of it.
Okay,
Right.
all right. Yeah,
It
so
says
he's gonna
thin rope
basically,
specifically, so take what you will of
yeah,
it.
he's gonna use his elven alchemist ingenuity to basically rig it so that these dummies would be remote controlled by wiggling the rope from afar. And he's gonna take cover behind, like, some crevice or rock or something around the corner. Hopefully, at the end of that rope, I'm thinking that ought to be about like 50 feet away or so.
Can we take a Bible break?
You need to read. You need a prayer.
Yes, we do actually.
You're on a wing and a prayer. Get it?
Exactly. I'll just say that Juan had a prayer book.
Yeah, restroom break.
Yep, we'll take one in just a second. I was getting ready for it. Yang, you set all this up and do it and put it in motion.
Yep.
You hear the rest of you hear the running of the griffin as it comes to the entrance of the cave, and it lets out a loud screech as it looks towards that way, but it actually goes back into the cave.
Yeah.
It runs back into the cave, which you would think it's headed back towards its nest.
When it runs back in, I want to try to follow it because I figure that it's making noise.
Yeah, roll me a d6 if you're trying to.
I'm going full Bilbo Baggins. Full Bilbo Baggins. I got a 2.
Hey, you're good, man. A two will work. You're able. It doesn't seem to notice you, but you think.
Yeah, I try to dive behind some whatever piles of coins or whatever and try to hide it in there.
What about the other two that were up there next to Tulip?
Brad is going to run two at the same time. Since
All right, roll me
running
d6.
appears to work all the time. That's a 1.
Yeah, you're able. Are you running into the cave or away from the cave?
Into the cave.
Yeah, you're able to run into it, and it doesn't seem to notice you. That you were pretty sure. What about your character, Crystal? Was you gonna?
Wow. Fuck. Yeah, I'm going to run in the cave.
All right, roll me a d6.
I'm going to be the one that gets spotted. I'm going to be the one to get spotted because the other two already succeeded, so that leaves me. I made a 3.
What's his profession?
He's a bricklayer.
Yep. You see the griffin stop and turn as it's looking straight towards you, and we will take our bathroom break at this point.
Bible break for me.
All right, I'm back.
I'm also back.
Let's see how many the Griffin's going to rip apart.
Probably all of us. Oh man. Is this were these hex already filled, or did you make your own random stuff?
No, this is actually it's called Hexed Places. It's a bunch of hex deals that I bought off drive-through,
Oh, nice.
and this is one of them. So yeah, it's already like the map. He said the map's already in there. That in like certain hexes have certain things in them, and some of them are just empty. I guess if you wanted to put stuff in them or do random like we have been.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it's good. I like it.
And all the background stories and all that is actually in the adventure itself. So
Oh.
I haven't added any. I don't think I've added anything that's off not in it actually.
It's fun. We're getting a lot of big monsters that we run away from, which is good for 0 level. We're just like, we're out.
Yeah, those giant walls, they're pretty bad. And that's actually, they were actually in there because I got to thinking you probably thought I put them there on purpose from last night.
That would be funny. Well, wasps are definitely worse than bees, that's for sure.
And these actually, it says in here they'll actually do that. They'll when they sting you and if you don't save and they paralyze you, they actually take you off. So
That's cool. I actually like that. It's kind of fun.
Yep.
I mean, for like a higher level character, where like you wouldn't necessarily be dead, you know, it would be like, oh no, you know. But we knew that we were dead, and I mean, my Crystal's character was dead, and my character only had 1 hit point left. So,
and he got burned alive.
yeah, got burned alive.
But he was paralyzed, so
Yeah, you know, he was getting burned up, and he was thinking, "That's right, burn me all you want, but I have all the healing stuff." Oh, halflings get +1 on their AC. That's why. I was like, hold on, why is my AC 14? Yeah, I think Tulip is my better character. I have 14 AC.
I like the dwarf though. That was.
Yeah, no, I mean as far as like stats wise and equipment. I know I like the dwarf too. I was sad. You gotta like the gravedigger.
I like the guy from last night that got stunned too. But
yeah, I'll try to use this character like that. And I love that drawing.
Yeah, that's nice.
Was, with 4 intelligence, I was gonna kind of if he had survived, I was gonna play him out as kind of like more not very violent by nature, but just forced to be because clearly he's been he's a half ogre. He's gonna be harassed.
Yeah.
But
goddamn.
All right, guys, I'm back.
All right, we're all back then. This griffin turns and is looking straight towards your character, Crystal. So roll me a d6 for initiative. You got a 6.
Oh, no. Right. I got a 4.
All right, it is going to charge straight towards you and see if it will rip you to shreds, I guess. Well, you may look out. The claw is going to hit, but it is not going to bite into you. The claws will dig into you for 2 points of damage. The bite misses, and it is up to you as it is trying to eat you.
I'm going to fall on the floor and play dead.
All right. Perfect. It is going to grab you up in its claws then, unless the rest of y'all want an initiative, or y'all still trying to stay?
No. What I would like to do is, if it seems distracted, I actually want to try to get past it and get some gold. But otherwise, I'll just stay because I like ran and like hid in a pile of gold bags or whatever. So my plan is to grab one of the sacks of gold, and when the griffin turns around, it's back to me to eat Crystal's character. I'm gonna try to run out with the gold.
Yep, if
That's
y'all
what-
continue in the cave, let me see what it does not notice any of y'all. If y'all continue on in, you see it pick up the halfling of crystals, and it takes it back to the nest. And you also notice there was one egg in the nest it was sitting on, but it takes it back to the main nest and is sitting there holding on to the halfling.
So I will say very softly, because I don't know how well they can hear, to to my compadre. Should we just get some gold and leave? Getting that egg might be tricky.
I think we can scare it. I'm good at distracting.
But what distracted to go where? It doesn't want to leave.
Well, I got a mirror. It's shiny. Maybe it likes shiny things. If I run out and I wave it around, it might not.
Hold on. Don't do that yet.
Okay.
I'm just going to look through some of the bags that are near me. Are any of them full of gold?
Oh, yeah.
Potatoes.
You pick up a bag, and it appears to have a lot of gold pieces in it.
All right. So I'm going to secure that. And I'm going to say, okay, you're going to do that?
Yeah.
From the outside,
I'm gonna run.
From the outside, you hear a loud scream. It's like, yeah! Ah! And you hear the elven wizard make you a lot of racket. And he's jiggling the rope so that the dummies are like wiggling also.
Great.
Yeah, when you do that, this is what happens. The griffin, I rolled for it, the griffin picks up the halfling and just chunks its body against the wall. So, Crystal, your character will take 5 points of damage now as it chunks the halfling against the rock wall.
I'm dead.
No.
All right. It starts moving to the entrance of the cave and flies out into the air.
Shit, okay. Get the egg.
I got the egg. I'm getting the egg.
And I'll grab another sack of gold, and then we're going to run.
All right. We'll determine what y'all get later in the sacks. We've got two sacks. Let me write that down.
Look at it. I grab bulky.
2 sacks and the egg. Okay. Y'all move over to the entrance of the cave. It's flying around and sees both of y'all at the entrance of the cave, unfortunately.
Hold the egg up. Hold the egg up so it won't attack us.
I hold it up. Ah!
It is flying in a hell-bent straight towards y'all. So one of you roll a d6 for initiative. You got a 6.
They're outside the cave now, aren't they? Which is where
Yep, they
Young
are.
and the staff are.
Yep.
Okay, well, if I see the griffin heading straight for Mike's character, I'll leave where I am and run towards him. I'll see if I can help defend.
Who rolled a d6?
Did you roll mine?
There's
I
mine.
rolled a 3.
All right, it had a 6, so it gets to go first. It strays straight down towards you two, and it sees you holding the egg, and you would probably, of course, determine it's probably smart enough to figure out what you've got.
Yeah.
So it is going after you.
I scream, if you hurt me, I will kill it.
Yes.
It grabs into you with the claw and digs into you for 4 points of damage.
Oh, that's
man.
it. I'm down.
Oh, no.
And it
Don't
grabs
touch
the egg. It grabs the egg before it falls and cracks, and it flies back into the cave.
Oh,
All right. I grab a. Hold on. Did you get treasure? You got treasure earlier, right? So I grab him by the collar, and I drag him with me with my 2 sacks of gold down to the rest of the park.
Yep. As you ever two are maneuvering up that way, you see all this happen, of course, and you notice it's just them two that had exited the cave. You didn't notice the other little halfling exit at all.
Yes. Well, unfortunately, some of us are more clumsy than others. I say that as I'm looking through your pockets.
Yes, there's my glowing glove.
Yeah, so I got the glowing glove. So I say, all right, guys. So I got these 2 bags. Who's going in next?
And speaking of those 2 bags, Daniel, roll me a D4 twice.
Okay. Okay. First D4 is a 2.
Yeah, if you dig through that and count it later, of course, if you make it back or whoever makes it back, you're going to discover it has 300 silver coins in it, in that bag.
Oh, nice. Somehow I rolled a D. Oh, there it is. Never want to drop a D4 on the ground. Dangerous. All right, and the other one is a 4.
Before, you can determine it has a bunch of gems in it. There's nine gems in there, and oh wow, they're worth all different various amounts. One of them's worth 1,000 itself. One of them is.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it's like a BX style, then the gems are the most valuable thing. Gems and jewelry. All right,
Yep.
Amazing. So I have that, and I say, now, I would say that I'm quite a rich man because of this, but since we're splitting it, perhaps we should get another bag or 2.
I'll go in. I can do it.
Yeah, and speaking of that, who's our next 2 replacements coming up? And Mike, who are you playing next?
Arlo the Carpenter.
All right. Crystal? You're muted, Crystal, if you were.
Sorry. I didn't actually think I'd get to the third one, but Grim Deer, and he's a dwarf shoemaker.
Oh, nice.
All right.
Excellent.
Oh, and you lost the shoes though.
Yeah.
The griffin appears to still be in the cave, but you would definitely think it's probably went back to its nest with its egg and setting on it. You would think it doesn't come back out, and of course you don't see the other little halfling ever stumble out.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about getting the egg, to be honest, guys. There's only 1 egg, and it seems pretty adamant about keeping it.
So what are we going to do?
There was a lot more sacks of treasure.
More treasure? I got it.
Yeah, there's a ton of treasure in there.
Yeah, he's off. He's running.
Is he a human or is he a halfling?
He's human.
He human? Is he going? Anybody going with him?
I feel like my character is too smart to go back in after getting upset. Unless I can swap to one of my other characters, I'm not going to.
I'm going to stay outside and help defend anybody that runs out with the griffin after them.
Yeah, I will.
And yeah, I'm too smart to go in the cave either.
Yeah.
Arlo has no problem with running in.
Yeah.
I see you 2 aren't in a hurry.
The elf suggests
Run in there.
The elf suggests that we may be overmatched with that griffin. There's no way that we could slay it like this. I would say we go back with the treasure that we have and return with our gargoyles to slay that beast. Another day.
You keep saying that, but all I've seen you do so far is lay in a chest. I'm not even sure if you could actually do that. Look at the treasure that's in there. Look at it.
Yeah. All you hear is Arlo's feet pounding against the cave floor as he goes deeper.
Don't look at me. I'm the chronicler. If I go there and die, then who's going to write down all these stories?
Arlo, roll me a d6 for initiative. The griffin sees you coming.
Oh, that's a 2.
Well, it had a 2 also, so I'll let you go first.
Excellent. I raise my mighty hammer.
Get it back and run.
Oh, that's a vicious attack with a 10.
Nope, you miss it. It is going to reach first to try to claw into you, and if it claws into you good, it will probably bite you in 2. Ooh. A nat 20 on the bite.
Oh, God.
The claw is, what's your AC?
12.
12. The claws are going to miss then. The bite is, let me pull up the deal. Let's see what it's going to do to you. You will take 3 points of damage only from the bite, but let's see what else happens.
Okay.
You got this.
I got it.
A 70. Let me see.
Only 3 points out of 4. Only 4.
That's okay. Just a flesh wound.
It is going to bite and puncture into one of your hands. Roll me a d6.
A 2.
It is going to bite into your primary hand that you use for attacks and stuff, so you'll have to have a -2 to hit now as it bites in, slashes it open.
Fuck you, and you'll hammer too.
Yeah.
Much. And it is back to you if you'd like to do.
I grabbed the 2x4, having dropped the hammer in the bite. I grabbed the 2x4 strapped to my back and smack it as hard as I got with a 2.
And then
Two
like the
before
camera,
That's an unmodified 2, which gives me 0.
the camera pans back, and it shows the 4 of us all playing. I mean, you guys got this treasure. I'm a wizard. We should just head on back to town. I'll help you all carry it. And in the meanwhile, in the background, this like epic battle going into this griffin.
Yep.
Yeah, I think yeah, I'm thinking it's not a bad idea.
Wow, you're not going to believe this. It rolled 2 natural 1s with its claw and its bite.
Oh.
So let me see what happens. It is going to fumble.
At that moment,
Wow.
all my reserve characters and the alchemist all rush in and stab it.
Oh wow! It actually bites itself.
Oh my god.
So it roll. Let me roll some damage for that. Whew! It bit in itself pretty good. Let's see what happens with the claws. I pretty much kind of tripped over itself in that part. So yeah, but it bit into itself for some pretty good damage to itself. And it is back to your character, Mike.
2x4. There we go. 18.
Yep, 18 will hit this thing.
Wow.
What does the 2x4 do for damage?
Ooh, I don't know. Does it? He's a. Did I not put it on there?
No.
We'll say a D2 then, because it's
A D2. Okay, that's 1.
yeah. You hit into it, and it appears that it's going. It's pissed off because it's bit itself, so it's going to try to bite into you now. Oh my gosh! A 2 and a 5. It will miss you. You're the luck is the halfling luck that's laying there. The dead body is rubbing off on you, I guess.
It's like epic metal music playing as this scene is going. Then it cuts back to us. With this 25%, right? I mean, I know I just got here and all, but you know, I know where the bodies are hidden. You know what I mean? So 25% is fair enough.
All right, come on, 2x4.
I'm wondering at the moment whether to intervene because all I can hear from in the cave is "ow, oh, ow, oh, jeez, ow, oh,
I actually feel like we might be able to help. So I actually not very smart of me. I look at you and I say, should we? And if you move, I'll go for it.
Do you think he needs help?
All of a sudden, you guys see the elven alchemist charge in, and he says, "Charge!"
All right.
Yeah, I'll put y'all in after Mike's character. Y'all can do something.
Yep, I think we're going in to help. It
Excellent.
sounds like the Griffin's in real trouble.
Yeah.
And as he, takes those 2 dummies on each side of his arms, He's yelling as loud as possible. You said that these creatures don't attack large parties, right? I hope you're right. And then he just yells as loud as he can, trying to scare it.
Huh. All right, Mike, did you roll an attack on it with your 2x4?
Yes. 16.
A 16 will hit it.
Excellent. 2 points.
All right, you take it down some more. The rest of you that are running in, you see the 2x4 wielding commoner attacking this thing, and you see that it's bleeding quite a bit.
I'm going to use my bow.
All right.
Aha! 19. That's
Yep,
what I have.
y'all will need a 16 to hit it, so 19 hits.
All right, and this does a D4. 4. Haha, that's a good shot.
Perfect,
Good shot.
yeah. You take it down some more. It's still standing, but it seems to be pretty weakened now.
Finish it, Slayer of Beetles.
Abel grabs the rock and chucks at it.
Hey. I have 12 nails. Can I run up and toss this bag of nails, scatter it underneath the feet of this griffin, and cause the griffin to step on the nails?
Well, let's see what Yang was in the middle of doing something first.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he threw a rock at that griffin, but he missed.
All right, the rock misses.
And at the same time, he's just trying to make a large ruckus, as if a bunch of an army of people have just entered the cave. So what he was basically trying to do was to create such an overwhelming surprise that it would basically run away.
Yep, that seems to have no effect on it really at this point. Your rock misses it, unfortunately. Krista, what did you want to do?
All right. So Grim Deer, he's gonna run up with his sack of 12 nails. He's just gonna rip the sack apart and let the nails fly underneath the feet of this griffin. It's trouncing around right now, so he's gonna try and get it under those feet and see if he can at least stun it or something,
Yeah, roll me just a regular attack. Of course, I'll give it quite a bit lower AC that you're throwing on the ground, but roll me a...
Okay. Oh my god, I rolled in that one.
Oh no. Roll me a D100.
All right. That's a 14.
14. You trip and fall on the ground, and the nails just go scattering all across the cave floor, everywhere, in every direction.
By the gods.
Anybody else that run in that wanted to do something real quick?
Yep, I've had some success with this before in the past, so I'm going to try and jump on its back and stick it with the rapier.
All right.
It worked once. Who's to say it won't work again?
I'd ride that thing like a virgin maiden.
Yeah, maybe you'll tame it. Right?
The legendary hero who rides griffins.
I'm trying to do something heroic, and somebody had to drag it down, didn't they?
Yeah.
Come on. Okay, what do we need to roll?
You'll need a 16 to hit it.
Okay. So a natural 1 doesn't then.
You rolled a nat 1
no.
too?
Oh yeah.
Oh god, roll me a D100 for fumble.
Oh my god.
19.
Yes, you trip and fall off the back of this thing, and you'll take 1 point of damage as you trip and fall off on the ground floor. Then
From the nails.
yeah, you fall on one of the nails that the dwarf threw across the.
But still, it was heroic.
It
It was. Now this griffin has more than one victim. Let's see. Oh, it's still looking at your character, Mike. Unfortunately, the 2x4. You don't like the 2x4. Oh wow, 2 18s. 1 point of damage off from the claws. Are you still up?
He's down.
Oh man.
No.
Arlo is down.
Well, it finishes by biting into you for 7 more points of damage. It just rips into you and rips your body in two.
His last
And,
words is he's waving him off, going, "I got this."
Oh my God.
All right, we're back to y'all's group. Whoever's left standing or prone, falling, tripping across themselves.
All right, I'm going to shoot another arrow from the entrance there. Can I
All right.
shoot into the? Is there too many people standing there for me to shoot, or do I have
No,
enough space?
everybody's fall and trip on their prone. So,
All right, just don't roll a 1, right?
Yeah, go
13. So that misses that time.
yep, you'll miss your arrow. Anybody else that wants to go, y'all? If y'all that fell and tripped and all fumble, y'all can definitely get back up and do something if you want to.
I'm
The
just going to see if I can
alchemist,
stick it. Oh, sorry. Go
The
on.
alchemist looks around for another rock.
All right, throw another rock at it.
Yep, he's tossing it and got 19.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
it was
say a rock will do D2.
Grim.
And 2
Grim.
points of
Sorry.
2 points of damage.
2 points, okay. You knock it down some more. It's pretty injured. What about Grimwall?
Grim Deer has 20 foot of fine rope. He's gonna make a lasso and try and toss it around this thing's neck.
Ha! All right, you can do that. I hope. Don't roll a 1. Let's see what you did.
Okay, let's see. 15.
Yeah, I'm going to say that's good enough. You get it around its neck. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna try and wrestle it down. Hopefully, hold it still a bit and say, "Stab at it! Stab at its heart!"
All right, Paul, your character, if you're going to stab at it, you can have a +2 to is holding on to it.
Okay, here we go. With the +2, 21.
Nice.
All right, perfect.
I think that kind of makes up for the 1 last time.
Ah,
Well, I hope it does anyway. Damage?
yep.
3.
Yeah, this thing is staggering, and you think maybe at first it's staggering, stumbling around because the dwarf is holding on to it, but it seems to be on its last leg. But everybody else has went. Mike, you bring in your new guy if you want to, real quick.
You're muted.
What's going on?
Oh, you're muted, Mike.
Mike's muted. But he's
Sorry. Chip the lamplighter, having secured his dagger to the end of his 10-foot lightning pole, comes charging in and stabs, hopefully past everybody, into the soft flesh of the griffin with a 7.
Oh, no. Nope, he misses. All right, we're back to the griffin. Now he's got plenty of targets. Let's see. He is going to look at the dwarf who has the rope around him and reach out and try to claw into him first. The claw will miss. The bite will hit for 5 points of damage. So it bites, yep, it bites into the dwarf. So another one. The rope is still around its neck, and it's flinging around in the air, of course, now, but the dwarf is falling. But it's back to y'all's group.
I guess I'll shoot from the door again. I can still shoot, right? Even though there's one. Well, there's one less person too. That's a 17. So that time it hits, right? And D4, 3 that time on the die.
It had 1 HP left. So what do you do to finish it?
So yeah, the griffin bites down onto this dwarf and is kind of like tearing it apart with its neck kind of lowered, and I shoot the arrow into its shoulder blade, penetrating past the bone into its heart, and it falls down. And even though it's a beautiful creature, I don't weep a tear. Instead, I run in and grab the glute.
Yep. But as you do, who Who wants to determine the fate of y'all's group? I need somebody to roll me a d6.
Oh boy.
The newcomer will. The newcomer will do that.
All right.
Okay.
This person who heard all this commotion going down in the cave runs in. Oh, what's going on here? Oh, is that a griffin? Did you kill it? And they rolled a 3.
All right, that's good. Nothing happens.
Oh god. Okay, we get the egg. We get as much loot as we can carry, and not spending more than about 2 minutes in here to say goodbye to our companions. And we run. That's what I suggest.
Yeah, sounds good, mate. Let's get out of here. I like that idea.
Who's this guy? That's right. You can carry stuff. Come. Oh man. Yeah, we're gonna try to get
it.
Grab everything, all the rest of the treasure and all that.
Yeah, we get the hell out.
And of course, there's quite a bit more to explore in this area, but we went going close to 3 hours, so we can call it quits if you want to and save. I mean, the characters that live, we can save them and come back another day if that's okay.
Yeah, I think they go back to town.
Yep, y'all can get back to town. So, as customary in my games, the surviving characters, we'll start out with you, Paul, as your surviving character gets back to town. And tell me how the story ends for your surviving.
I think it's definitely going to end in the tavern. It's, well, I didn't even get through one character, which is like,
Well done.
that's worth a drink or two.
Exactly.
And I'm going to drop off the beetle shield at the local armourers and just get them to kind of polish it up and tart it up a little bit, because that's a good little trophy to have. And the drinks are on me.
Fantastic.
All right. Mike, who do you have that's left over?
I have Chip the lamplighter.
Hey, Yang, can you mute your mic? Because I'm getting like some feedback from your mic, like some popping and cracking. All right, thanks. Yep, how did Chip, how's the story end for him?
He's going on, and as he walks around the town at night, lighting the lamps, he explains to everybody how he has slayed this griffin in one blow with a mighty strike of his lamp, and he still has the dagger attached to the lighting pole.
All right. What about Daniel? What about your surviving person?
So Tulip is, quite wealthy now, as is everybody, I guess, based on these gems and stuff that we got. And he goes back to, his business, making bows, because that's his true love. So he doesn't really do it for the money, and looks forward to another day of adventure. But he's pretty psyched that they survived, and the stories to tell the grandchildren, hopefully.
All right, perfect. Crystal, what about your last character, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's really lucky that, they happened up upon that scene like that and was able to just, in the bit of confusion, blend in with the gang. So you just see him outside of a tavern with some brass knuckles one day, and he's guarding the tavern as a bouncer, which is what he was doing before. But now he has some money to actually stow away and, maybe get a tavern of his own one day.
Yep, that's perfect. Sounds good. Jan, what about your surviving character?
So after the celebration at the tavern and everything, he comes back and on his parchment, he writes down the adventures of most heroic fellows of Two Fang Gap, and he puts a period, and you see he's flips through the parchments, and you see highlights such as how we slew the full nest of 15 wasps, and also how we slew an army of beetles, and in the end of that scene, how I jumped out of the chest in a most heroic fashion to surprise them all. And finally, it ends with the epic struggle against the Griffins, and how the fellows all rushed in there to heroically looted this, empty nest. So
All right.
he writes that down, and after a couple of days, rushes over to find the publisher and publishes that. So in addition to learning how to activate those gargoyles to their advantage, and selling all the loot, he has brought in even more revenue by selling these books.
Yep, sounds good.
Unfortunately, you don't get a brick house.
Nope.
No, it doesn't.
The story will end pretty much the way everybody says it has. This was a OSR Level Zero play that I come up with. The adventure was created by PBE Games. They have a series called Hex Places that you can get on a drive-through that has all the stuff there. I didn't really add much to it. Everything was pretty much the way they have it written. This one's called Two Fang Gap. The Griffin Lair, after you got everything and got it back to town, you would have found 900 gold pieces, 1,300 silver, 2,100 copper. The 9 gems, 3 of them are $100 a piece, 100 gold a piece. 2 are 250, 3 are 500, and 1 is 1,000. You actually found a suit of +1 magical plate armor for a dwarf, but unfortunately the dwarf got killed. And you found a potion of flying in the nest, and you were able to take the egg and hopefully sell it, I would think.
Wow.
That was what was in the Griffin, and I guess this will be the first group of adventurers to make it back from East Peak. The rumors will no longer be true, but everybody disappears when they go to East Peak now.
Yeah, I think I'm sorry to interrupt. I think we would probably tell people that they shouldn't go still.
Yeah, that pretty much ends. There's quite a bit more. You didn't, of course, investigate the stories of where the dead lie along the river and several other things maybe, but we may come back to that another day. Who knows? But that pretty much ends this one. As we tried to hold it, well, we wanted to hold it to 2 to 2.5 hours. We got pretty close. But thanks everybody for playing, and if you characters made it, save them, and we'll bring them back another time.
Excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks a lot. It's a great game.